So now what we want to do is go to our eyes. I already did one eye to kind of give you an idea of what we're aiming for. So what you would want to do first is prep your eyelids by priming your eyes. And the reason why you would want to do that is to prevent any sort of creasing, to kind of have your shadows pretty much last all day long without smudging off or fading away. So I'm going to take my little e.l.f. eyelid primer and then just put like a couple dots right on the eyelid and rub it in. You can put some underneath if you decide to put shadows on your lower lash line. I prefer not to, which is why it's only the top of my eye that's done and not the bottom. I don't know, just don't really like it. It's not my cup of tea. So now we want to go in with the eyeshadows. I'm using my Lorac Pro palette. However, whatever I use does not necessarily mean you have to use the same thing. The beauty with makeup is that you can pretty much experiment with any sort of colors or shadows that you have, and all you really need to know is like the special techniques that you should use rather than the colors. But if you want to recreate this eye, first you would want to go in with this pretty little gold color right here. It's called Gold in the palette. It's kind of a coppery gold too, so it's a little bit darker than a normal gold, but it's still really beautiful. And then we're just gonna pat this on a little bit, kind of rub it on. And I really like my light pigments to show, so I do it twice. With any sort of eye look, you would just want to put your lightest color on your eyelids, unless you're going to go for a really bold and dramatic look, but on a normal everyday basis, you want to put the lightest color on your eyelids. And then I'm going to go in with a little fluffy brush like this, and I'm going to go in with the color Taupe, and I'm just going to lightly dust it on, kind of tap off the excess, and then I'm just in a windshield wiper motion just putting this on my crease. And the reason why I'm doing this is to help the darker color that I'm going to put on in a bit really blend in and have something to transition to, so it's not three different colors that you're seeing, it's just creating that gradient effect. So I just rub it in like that. And then now I'm going to go with a kind of a pointed pencil brush like this, or a crease brush, any sort of tapered brush will do. And I'm going to go in with the colors Sable and Espresso. So I'm just going to tap it into Sable, and then one dip in Espresso, tap off the excess, and then just applying it right into the crease. And this is going to look a little crazy right now, but we're going to blend in a couple seconds. So I just work it in the front, mainly concentrate all the colors towards the outside, and just do that. And since this is a dual-ended brush, I'm just going to use the fluffy side, or any sort of fluffy brush that you have, and use it to blend those colors. And this is just really basic. You can do this for any sort of color combination. And amp it up for any sort of special occasions that you might need, especially for stage makeup. So I'm blending it in, kind of bringing it out a little bit because I want to blend out those darker colors. And it's sticking out on the side here, but don't worry, we're going to fix it. And so now I'm going to take a fluffy brush like this, and I'm going to go in with my Naked Basics palette with the color Foxy, and this is going to go in our brow bone. And for this area, you really want to use any sort of color that's just a tad bit lighter or matches your skin tone. And this is my favorite highlighting color to begin with, so that's why I'm using it. And then you just apply it to the highest arch of your brow, and then you just kind of blend it in so that you're blurring out that line between the darker color and the highlight color. And then I'm going to go in with a different fluffy brush. I'm going to kind of do the same again. I really like the highlight to show, but this time I'm going to turn the brush to the side, blend it out, and also taking the color into the rest of the eye just to smooth out those colors. Because I don't want it to look too dark, but I don't want it, again, to have those stark colors. I want it to transition into each other. So that's good. And once that's done, you can use your foundation brush and just like use it to fix that line right there. Any sort of shadows that kind of protrude out, you can just fix it like that. And then I'm going to go back in with the gold color and just hit it back onto the eyelid to really make it show again. So like right there, bringing it up. And then just to add a little, to grab some light, I'm going to take this light bronze color right here. And I'm just going to pat this on the center of the eyelid first and then kind of bringing it out into both sides. And the reason why I'm doing this is because it creates some lightness onto the eye so that the light really reflects on to the lighter colors rather than the dark colors, and really just pops out makes the eyes pop. I'm going to just take the fluffy brush again and just blend out that line. And then there's that. And you're ready for eyeliner. To eyeliner, and this is the most trickiest part even for me. If you are a beginner, I highly suggest starting off with pencil eyeliners just because they're a lot easier to work with and a lot easier to clean up if you make a mistake. But I'm just going to go all out and use my liquid liner because it's the one that I prefer. So I'm going to go in with my little e.l.f. black liquid liner, and I'm sitting down for this because it's easiest for me to do it like this. And first I'm going to go in and create the line on top of my eyelid, just like that. You can do it in small strokes. And I kind of move my head with the brush just to help it glide on smoothly. And you can leave it like this, just like fixing the end a little bit. But I like my wing liner, so I have to keep going. So I'm going to dip it into the liquid liner again. And what I'm going to do first is kind of create a line starting from the lower lash line and extending it out to help create that wing. I'm just doing that, and I'm trying to get it to match this one. And so create that wing, and then from the top, the tip of this line, kind of create a triangle to help it match, to help it connect to the line on your lid. And so now, since I have that done, one's a little higher than the other, but that's okay. I always go in, I kind of hold the skin a little tight or taut like this, and I just go in and I fix the line. You can hear my housemates in the background, I'm sorry. Any sort of mistakes, you can just use your finger to just clean it up a little bit. And then there's that, and then we can move on to mascara. Okay, so I had a little mishap with my eyeliner, but it's fixed now. And so this is my finished product. The technique that I use is what I'm accustomed to. You can use whatever works for you. You know, always adjust whatever you see or what you learn to what fits you best. So now I'm going to take the torture device for our eyelashes, otherwise known as an eye curler, and curl my lashes. And I start off from the base, I press it down a little bit, and then I like move the curler up the lashes, press it down a little bit, and then till it tips. just to kind of get the nice little curl. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Just gotta work with it. And there's that. And I'm one of those mascara layerers. I use 3 different mascaras for like one look. So I'm gonna start off with the Rocket mascara from Maybelline. And this one is a newer mascara, so it's wetter. So I always start off with the more wet mascaras first. And I'm just stroking this up onto the lashes. I'm not doing the whole wiggling thing that you see a lot of people do. I just don't like it. So just gonna pretty much just comb the brush through my lashes. Make sure I hit the ends, get all the little lashes in the corners, and there's that. And then now I'm going to go in with a more drier mascara, and I'm going to use the Colossal Volume Express Mascara. And the only reason why this is drier is that it's a little bit older, and I really like the brush. So I just do the same technique. I just kind of comb it through the lashes to really separate them. I really like volume, but I really like for each lash to try and be distinct. That. And another thing that I do is sometimes I will put the brush against my eyelash line, and I'll roll the brush up just to really build up the volume at the base. And then now for my last mascara, I'm using the Lash Blast Length, and the only reason why I'm doing this is mainly for the brush. Product barely comes out, so I just use this brush to really separate the lashes even more, and again to build up volume. And this brush is pointed enough to where I can really get into the corners to really lift up the lashes there. And then once that's all said and done, you have your nice lashes. And so now the next video will be kind of the finishing touches, which include bronzing and highlighting and blush. So click on the next video if you want to keep watching more.